Good afternoon, everyone. So right now I'm on Instagram Live and live in the Yoga Mamas, Yoga Babies Facebook group for the classes happening over at the Over Collective. So I just wanted to hop on here very briefly, and I chose to go onto Instagram Live as well because I have a number of inquiries about the classes as well as some new followers that may not be connected with me via Facebook as of right now. So I wanted to start off by just saying good afternoon, and this is all about a little bit of an introduction about who I am and what a class looks like over at the Over Collective, the Yoga Mamas, Yoga Babies class. So I don't want to go too much into my background because a lot of that is available on my About Me page on my website. But I did want to talk very briefly about how I became involved in both prenatal fitness and yoga and postnatal fitness and yoga. So it did start out with me really wanting to start creating classes that involved kids. It wasn't so much babies at first, but it was kids. And this started a number of years ago while I was still working at a gym. And at the time, there just didn't seem to be an interest for it, and that was fine. It is what it is. Once I became pregnant, I actually ended up going to a prenatal yoga class, and I loved it. My passion for yoga had been completely reignited, and I wanted nothing more than to be able to do something like that for somebody else. So after that happened, I was like, okay, well, what kind of education do I need? Because that's always really important to me. I don't like to just dive into things not really knowing what it's all about. So I had looked into various registered yoga teacher trainings because that was my big focus at the time. And I was interested in one specifically, but there wasn't one coming up anytime soon, which was, again, fine. Clearly just wasn't the right time. And from there, I just started researching. I started reading books. I started Googling things. I started learning. And around this time, I was also opening my own yoga studio in Lambeth. So there was a whole lot of things going on. And then the place where I happened to take prenatal yoga ended up they were looking for somebody to teach classes, to teach fitness classes, not so much yoga. So I said, you know what, I'm going to apply, see what they say. I'll always kick myself in the butt if I don't, even though I have a whole lot of things going on right now, including at the time raising a 6-month-old. So we'll just see what happens. And I applied and I got the job, and I was really blown away by that. Anyways, flash forward. At around 8 months postpartum, I peed my pants. It happened. And I'm very open about it. I talk about it in a blog. I talk about it to people. I peed my pants at 8 months postpartum. And my first thought was, oh my goodness, this is the rest of my life. This is what happens from having kids. So at the time, I was very aware of pelvic floor physiotherapists. So I booked myself in for an appointment and learned that this does not have to be the rest of my life. So this now switched my entire focus. So I was very well aware at this point of what kind of movements and both yoga and fitness would support both the prenatal and the postpartum body. Things that help with fertility and such, but I didn't know the specifics about what the body had gone through. So I was very fortunate that I got my first taste of what the pelvic floor does with the core, what happens with the core through my pelvic floor physiotherapist. And from there, I went on. I took a yoga for pelvic health training. I became a certified pre- and postnatal coach. I became a core specialist, and I'm still constantly reading, constantly researching, constantly looking at studies and everything else. So that's about my background in terms of pre- and postnatal fitness. If you are joining me live on either device, feel free to just say hi so I know you're there. I can see numbers, I just can't see who's there. Very strange. More so on my Facebook than the Instagram. Anyway, so yes, it became kind of my thing that I really wanted to be able to introduce women who potentially hadn't been involved in fitness before into prenatal and postnatal fitness. But also it got to the point where I was really interested in introducing people to ways that they can safely return to the things that they enjoy doing. Another thing that I did postpartum after my first because I didn't know any better, was I started to do the insanity workout, Beachbody's insanity workout. Hi, Jennifer. So nice to have you join me today. So yes, I did the insanity workout, and I knew well enough that I would have to dial back certain things. And if you've ever done the insanity workout, there are no options. It's like go big, go home. Go big or go home. But I knew certain ways to dial certain things back. Hi, Sam. I haven't seen you in so long. It's so nice to see you kind of virtually. So I did the insanity workout, and luckily I didn't hurt myself. Maybe I potentially did cause some internal situations to happen, which is why I ended up peeing myself. So then flash forward to today, and I love my studio. My studio is fantastic. My studio specializes in small group training, and once you add some babies into the mix, it feels much smaller. So I was very fortunate enough to team up with the Over Collective on New Bold to start offering Yoga Mamas, Yoga Babies. And it's accessible really to anybody. At this point in time, we're doing $15 drop-ins. There are no packages. There are no set amount of classes that you have to sign up for, and there are no sessions when it comes to Yoga Mamas, Yoga Babies, at least not at this particular point in time. We're just kind of rolling with it and seeing what happens with it. So what you will typically see in a Yoga Mamas, Yoga Babies class is a combination of all of the things that I have learned and the things that I find are very important. So some of those things include poses and movements that help support the pelvic floor and the core and to help retrain them. So, of course, because this is a yoga class, this is in a yoga setting. So this is a big focus. The whole class itself is not surrounding these concepts. I do separately a Yoga for Pelvic Health course, which actually starts, there's a 2-week workshop starting this weekend, 90-minute classes, and there's one this coming Saturday, one the following Saturday, and you can check out my website at bmywellness.com for more information on that. So we do touch on a little bit of pelvic health, as well as strength and mobility. So some people do not add so much strength in yoga, and that is completely fine. I personally believe that everybody needs both strength and mobility, and needs to discover strength in the furthest ranges of motion. So if you happen to be tuning in and want to know more about what my strength and mobility, yoga for strength and mobility small group sessions are, it all is involved with this too. This is my big focus and the way I choose to teach my classes and the way I choose to practice my classes as well, because not everyone has time to do a separate yoga class and a separate weightlifting thing and a separate cardio thing. And even though I haven't figured out a way yet to involve cardio in a yoga class, I am able to put on both mobility and strength. I'm just looking at a little message here. Oh no, bad connection. Have a good day, Sam. I'll see you soon. So when it comes to Yoga Mamas, Yoga Babies, we do a combination of mobility, which is very typical in yoga classes, and strength. So finding strength, as I was saying, in the furthest ranges of motion, as well as adding functional strength into your life. So functional strength is movements that you would end up doing throughout your day. And when it comes to Yoga Mamas, Yoga Babies, this is specifically movements that are geared toward making sure that you're good with, being able to get up and down off the floor without using your hands, for instance, because sometimes you're holding the baby. I know I did that a lot. Maybe it was just me, but I always think a lot of people are getting up and down off the floor with babies in their arms. And through this functional strength, mobility, and just using everyday yoga props, we're able to start really delving into strength in the body and creating foundations so that this isn't necessarily something that you will always do, but it is something that will help build a foundation for you when you choose to go back to whatever it is that you were enjoying before, whether it was physical activity or whether it's something that you want to go into a regular gym setting and start trying to do, or even just functioning in day-to-day life. So really there is something for everyone in Yoga Mamas, Yoga Babies, if you are postnatal. And when I think of postnatal is not just women who have just had kids. Once you've had a kid, you are always postnatal, and I help a lot of women as well who have adult children, and a lot of them do come to my Yoga for Pelvic Health classes. So it's never too late to start adding this kind of work into your lifestyle, especially if you've never had the opportunity to touch base. And as always, I love to give a little plug to pelvic floor physiotherapists, because this is a newer concept for people. Many people don't know that they exist, but my experience with my own Yoga for Pelvic Health physiotherapist is she really did change my life in terms of being a mama. So I am very excited to be sharing this program with each and every one of you. And if you have any additional questions in terms of what I offer or how it can help you, I am not just a Yoga for Pelvic Health, a yoga instructor. I'm also a personal trainer, and a lot of these modalities also fit into my personal training realm as well. So as always, if you have any additional questions, comments, concerns, feedback, never hesitate to reach out and let me know. Otherwise, I hope to see you in class one of these Thursdays coming up. If you haven't yet, feel free to join the Facebook group. Feel free to join the mailing list, and feel free to follow my Facebook page, Body Mind Yoga, and my Instagram page if you haven't already. If there's any changes to scheduling, promotions, the occasional potential freebie class, those things will be posted on there. And especially if anything happens last minute, because sometimes life just happens, it'll be posted up via these different channels. So not that I foresee anything happening, but you never do, right? So just off the top of my head, I can think of the fact that the Thursday leading up to the Modern Mom show will be moved to Tuesday. So that will be the first week of June, I believe, because the Yoga Collective is moving all their stuff to the venue for the Modern Mom show. So just as an example of something that may come up. So as always, questions, comments, concerns, feedback, never hesitate to let me know. Otherwise, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you so much for tuning in with me live or catching up with the replay. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I think I'm going to go enjoy a nap while my little ones are napping. So I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.